as usual, you had a wonderful weekend and everything is going fine. Now, what I have in today's program, as usual, politics is a major issue here. And this one, they never become as big as this when you're mentioning, if the name of Nigeria is mentioned, you got to know what you're talking about. Now, Nigeria Edo State governorship elections take place in September. And there is a lot at stake. Edo State is in southwestern Nigeria, and obviously there is a lot of interest, not just from Nigerians, but from people outside the state as well. So the lot is at stake. Now there are two giants who are going to stand for this election, although there are 12 candidates altogether during these elections. But two leading candidates, that's Edwin Obaseki, I think I pronounced that name right, of the People's Democratic Party, which is PDP, and obviously his rival, Pastor Osagi, EM, All Progressive Party, that's APC. These are the two giants. And as we go along, you're going to learn the story of these two people, which is extremely interesting as we go along. Now, with me in the studio are two gentlemen who I'm going to ask to introduce themselves. The one is PDP, one is APC. I think I better start with you.
Thank you for having me. My name is Edwin Igue.
Edwin Igue.
I am PDP,
Yeah.
UK and Europe,
Yeah.
and Obaseki movement.
Okay. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And Dr.
Right, I'm Dr. Charles Omorodion. I'm APC. Represent. I'm also part of APC Edo State Campaign Council. I sit on 3 committees in the council. And thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome. Elections are always up and down. There's a lot that goes on during the elections. There are man practices, there are these, and but I want to start on a point which is interesting. These two men know each other. The top candidates know each other because they crossed parties. This is something I came across. One was in the APC, then he moved to DP, PDP, and the other way around, and lost the elections, went to the other party, and the other one. I mean, how do you see it going up this second round of their meeting since 2016? How do you see they're going? Who is going to step out of this the winner? It's interesting. Crossing from one party, you go to the other one and you win, and then somebody who lost on the other side comes, try to come back to win. Do you stand a chance with that? I don't know who to start with on this issue, but it's very interesting.
Well, it is rather interesting.
Yeah.
But it's a phenomenon that is peculiar to Nigerian politics.
Yeah, okay.
It is also something that you will find across majority of African subcontinent.
Yeah.
Perhaps not something you will find in UK. And one of the reasons perhaps why that is because the Nigerian politics, the way it is developing, is still based around the individuals.
Yeah, rather than
the party.
Yeah.
Although the party plays a significant role in the electionary process.
Yeah.
But the popularity of the individuals play a part.
Okay.
And secondly, Nigerian political parties is still very much, or democracy so to speak, is still very much at what we describe as a nascent democracy, which means it's still developing and evolving.
It's still developing, yeah.
Developing and evolving. There is no clear-cut ideological bent between these parties.
All right.
Unlike in UK where you will have a conservative party, the leaning of the conservative party. You have a Labour Party, is a mass movement party, and you have the middle, which is like a liberal Democrat, Those principles, although they are written within the party itself, but they are not overtly pronounced in terms of the way they do things.
Okay.
So you can see people changing parties as things goes along. So it's something that we we used to. But it's something that we hope over time the parties will continue to shape themselves and continue to let the electorate know what they stand for in terms of a clear-cut ideological divide between those parties. Either you are going towards extreme conservative ideology, or you're going through the left, which is more liberal ideology, or perhaps you're on the center ground, where you are taking a little bit of the conservative and a little bit of the liberal. I think that is where the issues are at the moment. So the focus is more on the candidate
rather than the party.
Rather than the party.
Couldn't that be a problem in future?
I don't think that would be a problem, actually.
It won't be a problem.
Like I said very correctly, it depends on the personality involved. So far to say that Nigerian democracy actually patronized along the American system. You see, some calling themselves the Democrats, some calling them the progressives. Just like you said that here we have the liberal here and we have the conservative here. It's also the same. But the key thing, the party is just a springboard for the candidates. You know, because we do not have a situation where individual can go for independent candidature. So it's not going to be a major problem because it can only be a problem when there's a law stopping it. At the moment, there's no law.
There's no law.
Yeah, it's called freedom of movement, freedom of association, and freedom of choice. They all have that thing to move. So what they find is that if they are not successful in this party, and they think that they have a better chance in the other party,
on the other party, so
they move to the other party. That's what happened.
Could that undermine the development of the parties? Because if the parties are going to have candidates shifting the way they do, this could undermine the parties in a sense that the parties become weaker.
Well, I think that
this is the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing that I have in mind. But I don't know what.
Well, we're seeing that play out already, in the sense that some people have outgrown their parties. They become even more powerful than the party itself. And some of those things played out in Edo State in the recent political development in Edo State. Yes, ideally, the party supremacy should hold. And when a candidate becomes rides on the platform of the party, the party manifesto, the party ideology should drive what the candidate does.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
But like I said, we are gradually developing. I was speaking to a gentleman the other day, but the APC like to describe themselves as a social democratic party. But whether or not the general public understand those sort of appanage is a different thing altogether.
No, I think the African population, or the general public, as you say, as far as educating us on the manifestos and details about parties, there are people within the middle class areas and the upper class who understand most of this. The lower class people, the people at the bottom, it's a different ball game.
Yes, because the middle class, as we said it, they are actually ought to be playing the politics rightly. Like Dr. Omorodion actually said, the party supremacy ought to be playing if and only if they are following the clear constitution of the party.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
The problem we find is that, like he said, I agree with him, when he said that there's some people become too big to the party and begin to speak for the constitution. Constitution ought to be the guiding light of the party. You know, see, like we both agree that what happened is that individual, they are following the person and not the party, so to speak, because the manifesto of the party, it is discovered that it is the person that is bringing the manifesto into the party, not the party manifesto.
Not the other way around.
So it ought to be the party manifesto, then they drive it around. But then the person coming in brings the manifesto to the party. This is what I want to achieve. So, but here in the developed world, like in America or UK, it is the party that sits down on the party and says, okay, this is our manifesto.
Exactly.
And everybody understand the manifesto, and then they're able to work, everybody is able to drive the manifesto and speak for the manifesto. But in our case, it's still a nascent democracy. We are still not there yet. We are still very far from it.
I want us to move on now. Endorsement of the two people. Very little endorsement, and this is what is really happening. Okay, there's an endorsement from certain governors, because that's something I'll sort of come to, but endorsement from even from the president. There hasn't been an endorsement from the president yet. Whether he's waiting up to the last minute to endorse a candidate of his party, or whether the other governors are waiting, because there are very few governors who have endorsed both candidates. I'm looking at both candidates at the moment. Is there something being waited for before this thing comes in? Because I'm curious about this.
The endorsements are there.
Yeah.
For example, when the candidate becomes the party nominee,
yeah,
automatically the party takes over the electionary process. For example, in the recent primaries that took place in Edo State regard to APC, when Pastor Osagie Zeyamu became the party candidate, the NEC, despite the issues that led to the primaries, which is something that you would normally expect, but when he automatically became the candidate for the party, the president in the emergency NEC meeting that was organized publicly said, this is our candidate, and also instructed or advised.
But he didn't do this publicly.
Oh, he did. It was televised because the NEC meeting was broadcast. And I will assume the same thing for the other parties, because the party leaders have a way of closing ranks to support their candidate. That is why you now have a presidential campaign committee or council set up, for example, in APC. And the presidential campaign council is actually led from the presidency, because APC happens to have the president at the moment. It's actually led from the presidency downwards. And the gentleman from the governor from the north was asked to lead that particular council for APC.
Yeah, I've seen that endorsement from the governors. In fact, there are two governors, one from the north and one from the other side endorsing. But couldn't this be a problem in future? Because if governors are endorsing other governors, all I had in mind was that maybe parties, governors should be looking at their problems in their, like in America, where they're looking at their states rather than endorsing other people from, say, look,
I think they all be endorsed, like you said, quite rightly. Every party endorsed on that line. The endorsement is on party line.
Oh, it's on party line, all right.
Not as but they have a general, in Nigeria, they have what called the Governors Forum. It's very, very going to be unusual to have other parts, that governor from other party endorsing the other party. So it is endorsed based on party line. Automatically, a line is drawn that this is our person, irrespective whatever through the person or during the party primaries. But it is when one person emerge, everybody is expected to follow the rank, close ranks, and support the candidate to emerge and the final election. You see, it traces that you have first stage. The first stage was the primaries, and now we are in the second. The primaries, the governors not get involved. Others still don't get involved. It's a state thing within the state that get involved. And when that thing happens, where we are now, other parties coming. Like for the PDP, my party now, what happened last Saturday, they flagged off their. But before now, they have set up their own various council. Like I said just now, the APC have their own council set up. We also have our own set up. That's the second phase, and that which is what the campaign actively beginning for real. And in the other step, which is the test stage, is the election proper, which is on the September 19. So you have various phases. So now it is when other governors will endorse their their candidates and support actively in the campaign process.
Okay.
You will see them coming to the campaign ground and speaking on behalf of their candidate. They could be governor, for example, they could be governor of Edo State now, who is now originally was in APC.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
That's
now, you will not expect now that he has decamped from APC to PDP. You know, they may have people may have some sympathy to support him, but they cannot do that openly. It has to be kind of in thing. They can do it covertly, but
not do it openly.
Not openly. That's what can happen.
I think besides,
but if they do it, the reason is that it now becomes anti-party, which is viewed very seriously, and you know, it's frowned at seriously.
Yeah.
So it is, like I said, it is based on party line.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's also state based. Endorsement by other states is good for PR purposes.
Yeah, of course.
But it doesn't really translate to votes in the state, because the people that still needs to convince the electorate in the state are the contestant themselves, are the candidate themselves.
Okay.
Just because a governor in Kano State or in Kaduna State endorses a governor in Edo State does not necessarily translate into
votes.
Increased vote.
Okay.
The candidates still have to project themselves. The endorsement comes with other things. You could have maybe some sort of financial support, because election is very expensive. Or you could have human resource support. You might have people coming in to lend hands.
But could that be a problem when they come in from other states to come in and give a hand, and the other states, if it's not elections of governors all around other Nigerian states, and it's only Edo State which is having the elections. Now, the problem is people coming from other areas. This could affect those who are sitting on these elections as well, in terms of malpractices that could come up, because of they are not from those states, but they are coming in. And they are coming in, some of them may even have electoral,
they come in to support and to energize the people.
Yeah, but if they have, can they?
They don't have a card. In Nigeria, they don't have a card.
No, they can't
vote. You have they cannot vote.
Printed.
No. What happened is that every voter has a voting card, and your name is even written on the register. Before the voting, every person is accredited. Then you check that your name is, you are the person who owns this card. So that alone, whether governors bring thousands of people, they can't vote. They can only just come and support. Actually, on the voting day, they are not there.
Oh, really?
They are not there.
It just gives
the elections, the campaign stop a day before the election, so they are not there. So the candidate is left now to his own fate, and the fate of the voters. That's what it does.
I think it just gives them moral boost. It gives the electorate the impression that
it's interesting finding something.
But what is more? No. Well, of course. What is peculiar about Edo State is because if it were like other states when all gubernatorial election is taking place at the same time, perhaps you wouldn't even have this sort of support, because they'll be preoccupied trying to win their own state or organize election in their state. But because of what happened in Edo State years back, so we're having a situation where when other states are having their gubernatorial election, we're not.
The election is staggered.
We're not. Because of what happened in the past.
This makes Edo State very unique. Very unique state. Now, something about removing a sitting governor, and this is where the APC, I think, the APC is the sitting is the governor in control, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, something about moving him when he has all the apparatus, because I've been told it becomes extremely difficult. He has the police, he has the army, he has, because as a governor, getting him out of office when he has the public fund in his hands, won't this be a problem in a way? Because he's allowed to use these things, by the way.
Well, like in the case of Edo State, for me...
Unless there's something
let us just put it this way.
The
APC is the ruling party, national ruling party of the country. They have what we call the federal might.
Yeah.
And the state has incumbency, the power of incumbency. Now, the power of incumbency, like the federal government, we've seen other elections, like in River State, where the federal might were trying to play the Source and Osun states and other states like Kogi State.
Yeah.
But what matters is the people.
Okay.
How have you been able to affect the electorate, the voters who are actually
during your campaign?
Yeah. That's what matters. The election is about the people. Democracy is about the people. So how have you been able to carry the people along?
Yeah.
What are they benefited from your government? Then that decide where the thing will be swing. Whether the federal might or no federal might. Like in Nigeria, for example, they tried it in Akwa Ibom State, for example, and it didn't work. And River State didn't work. So I don't want to believe the incumbency, whether you are a city governor, whether you are a federal might, it doesn't matter. What matters is the populace, the people that matters. They are the direct beneficiaries of that. Like in this state, there is a balanced situation. The APC have the federal might, and those states have the governorship, the might in the state. So it's a balanced situation.
Okay.
So I don't see it as anything that because you're going to use to the advantage. But be that as it may be, I know they have all the apparatus. The only thing we appeal to people is to go there, vote their mind, and let it be violence free.
Yeah,
that's my appeal.
I think, what do you have in mind? Yeah.
Well, in my view, I think yes, the incumbency have a bit of an advantage over whoever is the opposition coming. But the Edo State situation is a peculiar situation.
Yeah.
Whereas Edo State, the sitting governor have access to a lot of resources at his disposal, but he's not 100% in control of the police.
Well, he's not.
It's a Nigerian police, not Edo State police. So the Inspector General of Police can give instruction and say, look, ensure that this election is free and fair. Do the best you can to provide effective and efficient policing. And that will come to play. But the myth of incumbency was debunked when the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a sitting president, could not win in 2015.
15, yeah?
Yeah, because Buhari came and unseat a president of a country with all the apparatus, access to the resources. So, in effect, it is possible. What really, I agree with what Mr. Igue just said. What really matters is the popularity of the candidate.
Yeah, we go back
the
to
programs, the programs of the candidate. Whether or not the electorate find the candidate to be believable, or whether they identify with the programs of the candidate. You can't sell rotten apple. You can't sell good apples. So if people see an apple that they feel will not deliver for them, they will make their choice. I think our voters, to some extent, they are still, especially Edo State voters, they are still they are highly educated, even though a large proportion of those voters are not formally schooled, but they are highly enlightened, and they know the power of the ballot, and they will utilize it effectively when the time comes. So we're quite confident that the power of incumbency is there, but that is not what is going to define this election.
But it's anyway, an outsider like me will look at it and say, well, on paper, it looks very nice, and it does. But when it comes to the reality itself, it's sometimes extremely difficult. And this is where, as you're saying, the personalities come in. But at the end of the day, it also what the powers that they have over these issues, because they are personalities. Like now, there are several people that have endorsed several people, and others are not endorsing others. Right. And I would even surprise somebody from APC was not endorsing. I'll do that in a minute. Was not endorsing, and yet he was an APC man, but he's not endorsing the other person. I found that quite strange because his personalities would have won over there.
Well, I think with that is a peculiar situation. What happened in that?
Because that one particular individual who's been at a higher level, could actually swing the elections in a way.
In a way, he could because of the way he's able to project his views. But I think you're referring to.
I'm referring to
Mr.
Prince Kasim Afegwa.
Well, Afegwa was
who actually vowed to support. He said, and he said we'll join hands with APC candidates to ensure that Godwin Obaseki does not return. I'm a PDP member, but I will vote APC.
Well, you will find people across
because
the two political parties.
He called him a man with humility. Pastor Osagi, is better than a governor who fights everyone who disagrees with him. Edo has become too polarized, avoidable. He made a lengthy statement. What do you think of this?
It's entirely to his personal view.
Yeah.
Like we said from the beginning, we define it to say that the kind of a party is about the personality, not merely because of the party.
Yeah.
He's brave enough to say that he's an APC person. I'm going to support the other candidate from the APC.
Yeah.
Now, that is a personal view. That is not the view. His view does not translate to the other people.
Yeah.
As I can say to you now, and this thing is peaceful. It's very calm.
Yeah.
When he came in, let us hold that. And those State is calm. If we say it's divided on party line, it depends on how the city governor was treated. He was treated, and then we cannot take that away. You cannot be a governor and not be a governor.
Of course.
You cannot be. Everybody has his own plan and manifesto to deliver to the people. Don't have to be delegated from outside. So these are people. I think the problem the governor is facing is about consistency in change.
In what
people want to keep the status quo, but what he's doing is kind of utterly different, which is a change, and people resist change. One of the greatest people resist is change. So he doesn't want to do that, and for that he's not popular. But he is popular with the masses.
Okay.
Now, when we say the democracy, who benefit from the democracy? If the people people on the streets benefit, then you have achieved something. That's what happened. So in this case, when he's saying that he will support this person, he could be his friend, he could be his personal friend. I don't know that.
But when he's in a different party,
what we established first was that word. It's a case of personality. There could be people in PDP who will vote for APC, and there could be people in APC that will vote what PDP. It's just like that. But in the case of Kazi Afegwa, respected gentleman, was one time the speaker of the PDP, and he got up there. But that is so personal view. He could be saying that because of his long affinity. For example, Dr. Omorodion is my very friend, and I call him my senior brother. I have all respect. I'm not. Even if he says something, come down. That is personal thing. We can have various and different view. That's what happened. So that is his own view. But now, the government have taught to a large extent the populace, and the populace are happy with it. The electorates are happy with it.
Okay,
that's what happened.
So you agree with what you are saying? As you are saying, it's a personal.
But I kind of have a different slant to it. In the sense that Mr. Afegwa, yes, he has expressed his personal view. But you got to fast forward backward to understand where he's coming from.
Okay.
He was not happy with the process,
which brought him to power.
Which brought Godwin Obaseki to power, becoming the candidate of PDP.
Okay.
And he felt he was imposed because he came in a week, even after the nomination process was closed. A special waiver was given to him at the very last minute.
Okay.
The party primary was supposed to take place at a certain date. They have to postpone it.
So that he stands.
So he stands. And people who had already concluded the process were now asked to step down in one way or the other. He felt there was something not quite right there.
Did money exchange hands?
Well,
there must have been corruption there. Maybe this is.
Well, I will say this with a caveat. in the sense that I do not have the real facts.
Okay, yeah, the real facts. Yeah.
But what is trending is that a lot of money changed down. We're talking about in the region of between 15 to 20 billion naira.
But you can't say that. You see, what we say that.
No, but now let me finish.
Like what you said just now,
okay,
you're not going to accept that with caveat.
That
means that you were no witness to it.
Okay,
You're not party to it. You cannot say that.
Let the doctor finish.
That's why I said I say this with a caveat. In the sense that I did not have the full facts.
Okay, you are talking as a third-hand
person. I'm telling you what people. I'm telling you the information both in the public domain and from people who are close to these parties. And including what's trending on social media and other media, even what came out today and threat from other parts, suggests that a huge money change happened.
Took place. Somehow, I got this information as well that somebody was actually requesting that Economical and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, has been asked to investigate this incident, and there seems to be dragging their feet on this issue. What do you think?
Well, my take is that
you think it should go ahead?
You see, most of the thing they write it on the papers and everything. Nobody actually writes to the EFCC most of the time. There are a lot of things because it's politics now. A lot of things comes on the media or line media, the newspapers and everything.
But he needs to clear his name on this issue.
No. It's not a. See, let me just get this thing. If you are saying that the EFCC to investigate the governor or the APC candidates, there are two things here. There are two things here.
Okay.
So are you saying that to investigate the governor or the APC candidates?
To investigate the governor over the issue of when he came in and suddenly election procedure had already taken place of the next governor, but he joined late because he moved from a different party. So
like I said to you,
he wins the nomination. There has to have been a reason for them to have postponed the election, the other candidates. I
agree. It was there for them to fine-tune the meeting. You know, the good thing about PDP that they are able to resolve
the issue, their
personal and their party internally. That's the difference between APC and PDP.
Okay.
Now, for example, I'm going to say, we let us not shy away from the truth. We all APC. We are all with the governor in APC. But APC, for example, they won the whole state, everything. We have 18 local government there, all the chairmen and House of Assemblies, everything. But they are not able to manage their differences.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what happened. Now, here,
this
is PDP.
Can you show some light on this?
No. PDP were able to finish up wrap up their differences. You will see the primaries. At the last point, they all step down for them because they have read the handwriting on the wall. Who is a better candidate? You know, you see what is being said that we like to have a better product. I was happy with my Dr. Mundo suggested having a marketing analysis. You have to be sure of your product. You have to present a candidate you think can deliver. Where people have the popular vote and the popularity. That's what happened. They all stepped down. Like you said, they stepped down for him.
Well,
you know, that's what I was saying just now that Afegwa was saying. That is your personal view. Like I said to you, that he could be his friend. But the people who were actually in the field playing, you know, they stepped down for this government. They stepped down.
I wouldn't necessarily subscribe to the way you put it. Diplomatically, they stepped down. But the truth has to be said.
But they stepped down.
They did step down. Yes, they did. But the truch have to be said.
From what down could be maybe.
No, there was a lot of. No, there was
just some of money.
There was a lot of money involved.
Yeah, yeah.
No. I'll disagree with that. I don't because when it comes to terms of money, as far as we are not party to it, you didn't get the money. You were not there. So say with a caveat, like I said before.
Yeah, but let me, with all due respect, when you were saying, when you were hearing your views, I just kept quiet and allowed you to.
Okay, yeah.
from what I know, or from the factual figures that we got, it's coming out. You have a right to say whether it's correct or not correct. We may not be exact.
Yeah.
The sum of 20 billion naira.
20 billion.
That's was involved.
Where they get our bond money from? 20 billion naira?
But let me, there are ways I can tell you where they got the money from. A sum of 20 billion naira was alleged. Let me use that word. Was alleged to have been used during this process. As at yesterday, this morning, not even yesterday, 18 local government chairmen were promised 10 million naira each.
Wow.
They are threatening that promise has not been fulfilled. And as a result, they are going to go back to their original party if they actually issue an ultimatum today. That was done today. You know, so to say that money didn't change hands, I think we are being economical with the.
No. When you say I'm going to talk like mathematician. Sorry, can I talk about values? 20 billion. Where is the state budget?
The state,
where is the state budget?
20 billion can come quite easily. The governor gets about 750 million monthly on security vote. No. When I say bad, I'm 750 million monthly on security vote alone. And this security vote is not audited, it's not questioned. He can spend it how he chooses to spend it. So there's that pot of money that is there. There is this morning, the chair lady for Superb has come out openly to say that she is being threatened with a sack because she has refused to release 1.8 billion naira to the electoral process.
1 billion,
1.8 billion. So there are all sort of money being thrown about. You know, whereas I may not have the exact figure, like Riley said, because I wasn't there. But that is not to say that somebody like Ogbede here must step down willingly after he has been preparing himself for over 18 months. And he has gone around all the 18 local government. They've all endorsed him. The primary was concluded. You need to bear this in mind. The primary was completely concluded. There were 3 candidates from PDP that emerged. Suddenly, that process was put on hold in order to accommodate Governor Obaseki, who was until few weeks before that
in another party.
And the chairman of the party where he now went to was calling him underperforming governor. Was chastising him and calling him all sorts of names, even accused him of not being qualified to be a governor of a state. So something really happened.
Before we go further, I've got a number of people who have actually who are watching the program, and I've got something to say. Somebody called Yen Abden, I think I've pronounced that name right. Good governance is not about pleasing party members and some few fortunate people. Good governance is putting the interest of the masses first.
That's correct.
That's what I think she's a lady. And then another one says disappointment for Paul, for Pi. That's I think is what he put forward. How will a government be in power with just 10 members of the House of Assembly? I think he's concerned with something else there. Then a Sosa of Ahong. I'm terrible with names sometimes.
That's fine.
PDP wants to win the elections and elections of Edo State. That's what he said, pure. And now she comes back again. That's Ayano Bude, and said a good, reasonable Nigerian will never vote for any party that have Buhari as their leader. His government have made Nigerians poorer and brought the country to its knees. Esago goes on. How much did Nzeji Iyami pay to get this ticket? That's a question he's asking.
Well, there are a couple of questions that came up there. First and foremost, in the issue of Buhari leadership, this is purely a state party, a state affairs. Buhari leadership's got very little to play for it. But Buhari is highly regarded as somebody that is prudent, somebody that is trusted, and somebody that has shown good leadership. Even in all this fiasco that is going on across different states, he has maintained a third-person distance. He has not involved himself in trying to say...
I was asked whether he had endorsed...
he would endorse his party candidate, there's no doubt. But also remember, until about 2 months ago, Obaseki, who is now the candidate for PDP, was also one of his governors. And they were meeting at various fora in terms of even in the presidential council discussing the states of affairs. So he would. But on the other issue that was raised about 10 members, I don't know whether you have the time on this particular program to look at that.
I want to give him a chance to say something regarding what you are saying.
What this person is alluding to was one of the problems that one of the issue that erupted that led to the crisis that eventually compelled Governor Obaseki to move to the other party. What happened was that Edo State House of Assembly is constituted by 24 members. And those 24 members were purely APC. But because of internal problems or internal crises within the APC, led by Governor Obaseki at the time, because as you, the state governor, you are automatically the leader of the party in your state. Because they could not iron out their differences, it meant that about 14 members of that House of Assembly were not inaugurated. That's where the whole crisis started from.
Well, for me, I want to say that, you see, maybe brandishing 20 billion Obaseki used to secure his candidacy for the PDP. And love that question that gentleman asked. How much did Igue spend to secure a candidacy? About the same thing, the two of them, there's no much difference between the two of them.
That's not correct.
In terms of cash,
I'm coming. Because you are saying that everything, that this same thing happened for them. They all went, they left Edo State and went to Abuja, and they purportedly compare to endorse Igue. But unfortunately, it didn't work. It didn't last. That endorsement didn't work. Now, let's just leave that at that. Now, coming back to the candidacy of Obaseki. Obaseki was the leader of APC in Edo State. Right. Now, the election took place and they were to be inaugurated. The House of Assembly were to be inaugurated in June. And in that June, before that time, Obaseki was already there, because, mind you, he was sworn in November. And he was there when the election took place. They won all the seats. They won all the seats. Now, the seats. The problem with APC is that they were not able to manage the internal crisis.
No, it's not the APC.
Unfortunately,
the problem with the governor.
Excuse me, it's not with the governor.
It comes back to personality.
No, it comes back to personality. The personality happens when the national chairman of the party took side and became biased. He is the person. Look, he knows that all of us were in the APC together. We were all there together. I am saying it. We have to say it without passion. Now, he was there, and when children have problem in the house, they complain to the father.
Of course.
The father doesn't have to take a side. But in the case of that, the then national chairman of the party, who was the predecessor of this present governor, already took side. Took side.
That could have been the beginning of
he took side, and he was even having a meeting, so qualified meeting with some of these people. He was trying to decide for them who becomes the Speaker of the House of Assembly.
He talked about the money.
No. I want you to. They have been silent. They have been silent that they didn't spend money.
Do you agree with the 20 billion?
No. I would never.
How much did he spend? How much did he spend?
Like I said,
no. How much
did
he spend?
Because you could be sued for libel. I said that. You could sue for that because I was not there. Money change for you to brandish 20 billion.
But you agree that money change and substantial amount of money change.
I cannot say substantial amount because I didn't see it. I didn't witness it.
Could this be state money?
Of course it is.
No.
State money.
You can't say that is in it.
Yeah.
Look,
As we
excuse me,
speak, the state is not able to meet obligation.
Yeah.
The salary is not being paid.
Which salary?
Oh, you just had some people.
No. Don't say salaries.
Can I finish? You just had some people recently demonstrating in the front of the State House because they've not been paid for over 11 months. That's one aspect.
Are you going to agree that?
I think we're jumping issues because if we start jumping from one issue to another, then I will not be able to make substantive points. Coming back to, let me take you back a little bit so that you know the genesis of this problem. If you don't know where the problem is coming from, the chances are you will make wrong assumption in the end.
Yeah.
You alluded to the fact that the state chairman was taking side. That is not correct.
No, this is the national chairman.
The national chairman. That's not correct. That's wrong.
Let me say
please. What happened is this. There were issues in the state. When the governor came on board, he wanted, in his home word, to sanitize the state party system. Every person, every chieftain of the party that helped him to power, he, in his words, wanted to retire them.
Okay.
And these are the people that hold the party. Hang on, please.
They're the people who hold the party.
These are the people that hold the party. The people felt they were not being carried along in the scheme of things.
Okay.
The national party chairman called the governor.
Okay.
Called the governor and said, look, these are your party members. Carry them along. Accommodate, in his word, the good, the bad, and the ugly in the system. He didn't say to him, go and share the party fund. All he said, consult them, carry them along. But the governor refused to do that. And a cross-section of the party took offense. And they were fighting the governor back. They felt, you are riding under our platform. You are making decisions. You're not including us in the process of that decision making. You're not consulting us well enough. You are relegating us to the background. The dividend of democracy is not being entrenched. Where there are work to be done, you are not consulting party members. You are not using state contractors. You are using contractors from other states when these jobs could be done by local people. And these people fought tooth and nail to make you the governor of the state.
Okay, I've got that. I want to find out, because our time is running out. The issue of religion and the youth, isn't this going to be a much bigger effect onto these elections? Because religion plays a part in Nigeria, and the youth play now a major role. As when I was looking at Edo State youth as well, their numbers could be a bigger issue in shifting the election, who becomes the next governor.
Well, that's true, but Edo State is a secular society.
It is, we
have a mixture of the Christians, the Muslims, and people who practice pagan religion. And we all get along very, very well as far as religion is concerned.
I've got so many people here.
No. I agree with him. We have at least this section of it.
Those things is not as volatile as the northern region. But the youth have a huge part to play. Because a cross-section of the youth, I would say majority of the youth are the people not benefiting from the dividends of democracy.
How about women? As well.
Well, women are also in that sort of equation. In the sense
when you look at elections, all these equations come in handy.
The reason I said the youth are disadvantaged in the sense that a vast majority of the youth, especially the teenage youth populations, who are highly educated, are unfortunately unemployed. As at the time this governor came to power, the statistics on the level of unemployment was about 20%. As at today, the statistics on the level of employment is about 23%.
Okay. Can I just chip in there?
These are statistics from Office of National Statistics.
No.
Can I finish?
Okay.
In that sense, the youths are not happy with the way things are because a lot of them could be, should have been empowered financially. And the youths are also among the vulnerable population in the state. Vulnerable in the sense that most of electoral violence, unfortunately,
comes from the
and regrettably, the youth are being used to perpetrate this sort of crisis. Because if they are already disadvantaged, if they are already disenfranchised, if they are already feeling hopeless, they becomes a tool for any political manipulation. So that aspect, the youth are both victims and also influencers in this election going forward.
I think what they on the youth side of it, the youth are carried along. But what he's trying to say, let us call it what it is. The state government, Governor Obaseki, has tried to clean the system. That's what we call these touts. In my place, we call them Igue.
The governor has done
it. They try to clean the system from this touting, and then this what we call Community Development Authority, where these youths think they are engaged. Now, what happened? What is it touted? This government came in and stopped that, and this CDA of a thing stopped that.
You mean the government? This
Edo State government stopped that and has cleaned that system. Because this, what they thought, they collect money, multiple money from people, from drivers, from markets and everybody. But the governor came with a system that every money collected is actually remitted to the state government. And they get it, and they are close. So those are actually most of the things that is a problem.
I got something here which came from the council, that the chairman of the campaign council for PDP, Chief Dan Obin, who noted that the PDP has the best candidate. I appreciate the governor more than I have more information about his program and policies. He took over the leadership of the government when the state owed its highest debt since creation. But then he says, but through prudence and management and financial discipline, he has reduced the state debt profile. Those who support you in the past say you are the best man for the job, but because you refuse to open the vault today, they are against you. The vault.
That is absolutely ridiculous statement.
You sure?
The same man, But go back just 2 months ago. Was relegating this same governor for underperforming. The same person was accusing the same governor for mismanaging the state resources.
Really?
Let me put it this way. Edo State is the second most indebted state in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. With a debt profile as at last year of about 266 billion.
You got evidence?
Oh yes, I can just show you it on my phone.
No, you don't have to.
I can show you on my phone. 266 billion. As at 2016, when this governor came in, the debt profile was 94 billion.
That's about 175.
175
billion.
When this
government came in, that's about 175 billion.
Let me take your word for it. It was 175.
As at night, it has even dropped. You know that. No, just in the platform. It has even dropped to about 84.
If you ask one of your staff to just Google Edo State debt profile. On my way here coming, I thought I was going to have my phone on me. I was going to present it to you. As at last year December, it was 266 billion.
Wow.
Now let's assume your figures are correct. That Edo State debt profile when the governor came in was 174 billion. And as of today, it's 266 billion. Is that a prudent financial management?
I can say that.
How can he say that's prudent financial management?
Let me hear what he has to say.
You see, when you're talking about this profile, this debt profile you're talking about, now, before I answer that question, there's something I'm going to refer to something about the youth and everybody. The people, like what the Danubi said, the populace are happy with him. Why? Because of there are a lot of things happening. Let me give you an example. What the government have done so far. We are trying to, close our eyes to the good things the government have done. For example, we don't have electricity. in the country. We suffer from the electricity. Now, what happened? When the president was there, they bought generator to power street lights. And they were spending over 2 billion to power street lights. But when this governor came in and he built a plant, 55 kVA, he knows that it's been test run as at now. Now, water board are not running. A lot of things are not running. This gentleman came on board and he said, instead of wasting all these resources to fuel generator, to power street lights, why can't we add them all together to get all these things and get all the fats ready? So that's why the governor will not have, you know that we are having electricity. Everybody's happy about that. Because a lot of jobs will be created.
I would not allow that to slide. I will not allow that to slide.
You know that.
I want to acknowledge.
I will not allow that to slide.
I want to acknowledge a number of people that that are actually okay.
Let me. I will not allow that to slide. Osiomo power plant. Was developed by the state governor. What do you credit to him? That plant was completed in June last year. Up till now, there is no single transmission from that.
No, I disagree.
Please.
No. When you say that, please, statement. This is not political statement. You cannot say it was completed in June. He is, as a doctor, he knows the process that things have to run.
So you test a power plant for a year.
No, that's not correct. I can tell
how long do you test? How long do you test the
people work there?
Okay.
I know my person work there.
Is the plant working?
If the plant is working,
so it's generating. Is it generating power?
They are testing it.
But we're saying the same.
They cannot say you are emphasizing last year. No,
it was completed in June. It was completed June last year.
If it was completed last year, the power lines have to go around. They have to send the power lines. They cannot just start. It's not the house.
Okay,
so they go around the project.
Can we? I know the subject is quite that, but the fact remains the power is not, the station is not running.
It's not running.
But it has been built.
It's been built, but it's not running.
It has been
tested.
It is the same way with every single project.
It is being tested.
It is every single project.
It is being tested.
Every single project the governor has run are all work in progress.
How prudent the governor was. How can you use over 2 billion to buy fuel to power street lights? What did the economic say to that?
Listen.
Where there is credit, where credit is due, you give credit.
Give it credit.
The power plant was a good initiative. But what I'm saying, in practice, we have not started to gain anything from the power plant.
I agree with that.
That's one. There are other issues, that perhaps this program will not cover. For example, there were promises that were made by the governor in 2016. He provided a manifesto promise. Every single promise on that manifesto have been broken.
Hasn't been.
That's not correct.
200,000 jobs were promised.
That's not correct.
That was not delivered. 18 in each of the 192 ward health center were promised. No single. Well, let me not say no. About 20 health center have been built instead of 192 health center.
Now, I just
hang on. The governor flagship project, which is the Edo Best, where he has not brought about computerized education, where teachers are able to deliver classrooms using computer system. That particular program is a fallacy. The reason being, Edo State population, about 80% are not wired onto the internet. Particularly people. My sister is a teacher.
I'm going to say that to you. One of his commissioners that resigned yesterday alluded that the best of the program he has is the Edo Best. One of the commissioners that resigned from Obaseki,
what is Edo Best?
And joined PDM, joined APC, said is the best. Rather the only program he has.
I just can before
somebody alluded to that.
Can I have a bit of a ceasefire here?
Yes,
because
please.
I need to go through this. There's quite a lot of people who are actually watching, and they're enjoying the debate, obviously, and some are supporting, some are not. It says Monday Iyo Osaje says it's currently being tested, run at the moment. I think that's
that buttress my view.
That's all right. And then there's then there's Matthew Osage. I think his name is Matthew Osage. He's also saying that the APC man, there is lying, and the power plant is being built, and it was tested last week. So I don't know.
Tested last week.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
tested.
you know
He
that.
says it was tested.
Let us
June last year. June last year was
we are all
completed.
talking about one state.
Yeah,
You know, I agree.
All these are members of Edo
Does
State.
it take 4 years to build a power plant?
Can we?
We're talking about APC just now. We're talking about APC. The presidency told us that they will build one refinery every year. They said that they are going to give us power in 6 months. You are telling me that no.
We are talking about
you are questioning a
We are talking about
you are talking to a government. The national government said they will build one refinery every year, and in 6 months they will give us the presidency. Come on, let us talk about. Let us be realistic. Let's give it credit to this young man.
Gentlemen, can we listen to each other here? Because the problem is that if we are all talking, it's going to be difficult for one to listen to the other.
That's true.
You know, I like the way you people are passionate about your
Of course, we have
which
to
is
be.
very, very good.
It's a life of 3.5 million at stake.
Okay. But I still need to acknowledge a number of these people because they are having something. They are giving us a feedback on what they are listening to. And some of the stuff that they are saying here, some of it, it's good, obviously. There are others who are negative in a bad way.
Yes.
And I wouldn't really want to go that side, especially since we're on air. The issues that we've covered are all interesting. And I don't know why this particular issue has been a major issue, because it wasn't the money. I think it's because of the money that was spent onto the entire project. But before we go into that, I think I need to go through this again, because there are more than 30, 40 people that have written down here, and it's that time might be a factor to us. It might be difficult to get all of this done. Nesta Uhimiwe, I apologize again for the pronunciation of the names. Sir, with all due respect, as a doctor, you are not supposed to be feeding Edo people with misinformation, lying to defend your candidate who has no repetition. Well, that's
but
one
I
man.
haven't even said anything about my candidate yet.
That's one. That's exactly. Emerson Osasuwa says, "I love you. I love you, my God, brother, Mr. Edwin Igue, for your outspoken. You really know the truth about Governor Godwin Obaseki's work and concern for Edo people. You are a blessing." Well, amen. That's it. How he concludes. Then, Ediho Princess Esosa, I'm challenging APC man to tell me when the last president commissioned any project. And then another one said, that is Matthew. He says, government has created 200,000 jobs.
Where?
Via Edo Best. The APC is lying. That is
Edo Best did not even create jobs.
That is Matthew Ogobe.
Since 2016, not a single teacher has been recruited in Edo State.
I'm trying to
not a single teacher.
Listen, doctor, can I go a bit further with Stanley Obasuyi? I'm very disappointed in the uniformed rubbish this Dr. Omorodion is vomiting. He is a disappointment because he was ignored by the governor. Well, he says so. That you were ignored by the governor.
How?
I don't know. Mande Iyo Osaji says it's currently being tested. Okay, we've been through this one, and the APC, we've been through some of this, so we won't go. We wait until the next. The bunches are still coming in, but I still needed to go over this and see. When you see, how do you see, with all these personalities involved, how is this going to iron out? Will more governors join each side so that people with the personalities could decide the elections, or what?
But well, for me,
because I can see the money being a big problem here. But at the same time, I look at the personality of the two men.
Let's look at the personality. For me, the two candidates are eminently qualified.
Both of them are qualified.
Both of them are qualified.
Thanks for
the only thing, something separate them.
Yeah.
What separate them? The two of them had opportunity and used it to influence the populace, the voters, and the others didn't quite use it.
But the way he came to power,
the way
Obaseki came to power, has a question mark on it. How would you answer that? How do you
the
way the money that was used when they prevented?
Like I said to you, I will not say that money was not used, but I cannot brandish it like 20 billion. You said I cannot say that.
Well, I can say it.
Yeah.
I cannot say that.
Okay.
We have to say that with the caveat. I didn't witness that.
Yeah.
Now, this could have been done that people would have willingly do it out of their conscience. The logical appraiser, devoid of sentiments and emotion, makes a matured mind. Okay. When these people, they could of their own, out of their own volition.
So they would have bribed with 20 billion.
They could. No. That is the APC are brandishing because they lost a very good product.
No, not at all.
Let me finish up. They lost a good product. How can lose a good product? Because of the arrogance of the national chairman.
Okay. Let me address
They lost the RPDC. It just lost
when you
on the platter of vote to PDP.
Okay.
And we're happy.
Okay. Let me address that point.
10 minutes.
Let me address that point.
Something here. Yeah.
The biggest problem we had with APC while we were celebrating when Obaseki left was that it was an obstacle to progress.
Okay.
You cannot have a governor that continuously to bastardize all members of his party and brandish them criminals, crook.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Well, he said it.
He didn't say they are criminals.
He said they were. Can you not please?
Can you not accept what he said?
Can you keep interrupting me? Don't keep interrupting me.
We shouldn't use those words.
When you are making your point, I allow you to make your point.
Yeah.
So you should accord me that respect to be able to make my point.
Okay.
Now, the crux of the matter is that because of the governor's lack of emotional intelligence, he chooses to settle every single disagreement in the party in the court, rather than going through the normal process. He has got the record of having the highest court case against his own party. So there was no way the party would have featured him. He knew that right from the very onset. He fought every single member of the party, including the president himself.
Really?
He fought the National Assembly. When there was a crisis in the House of Assembly, the Federal House of Reps set up a panel to go and resolve it. The governor blocked it. The Senate set up a panel to go and resolve it. The governor blocked it.
Now, how did
the presidency? Hang on. The presidency set up a panel
I have
to go and resolve
and I
it.
accused the governor
Blocked it.
I'm going to give you more.
The governor blocked it. Up to the very last minute, even when people were decamping from the other party to join his party, the governor blocked it. He used COVID-19 to try to frustrate his own party from going forward. He brought out a gazette that prevents people gathering in order to frustrate his opponent. We are celebrating that he has left the party. We are celebrating that he left the party. Why did I say this?
Okay, Doctor,
you cannot call all your party member crooks and still expect to be the head of crooks. So his leaving was a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
In terms of the candidacy of Pastor Osagie Iyamun, he's an astute leader. He listens. He's got emotional intelligence. Somebody left. He left government more than 15 years ago.
And when he was in government,
and he's still able to command the sort of respect that he's commanding today. It is because of the legacy that he left behind. He listened. He listened to every complaint. He listened to every individual. He responds to people. He has a plan. This is the above. He has a plan. He has what we call the simple agenda. Their party hasn't got a single plan.
Right.
They haven't got a plan.
Yeah.
How do you intend to govern when you don't have a plan?
Doctor, we've only got 10 minutes. I want him to say
what I'm going to say. All the bobby traps that were set for the governor, Obaseki, because of his smartness, he was able to jump them.
Smartness.
And they didn't like that he was able to jump all the bobby traps that he set on the way, every way.
Give me one.
No, I'm coming.
Let him finish.
You said just now, let's come back to reality. Now, you are a governor. You are the leader of the party. Now, somebody from outside, because he was a governor of the state before, now try to teleguide you from inside.
How?
You know, You're just asking all this. You know
that
you
tell me.
When they had this system, you know that meetings were held with him. He was trying to impose his own he posed the speaker for the House of Assembly.
But excuse me, in a democracy, the government is there not supposed to be separation of power?
He got to
hang on.
And they trapped them. They were dismantled. They were dislodged.
Doctor,
he never, I say it here, he has not called anybody a criminal. He has not called anybody a crook. Now, you see, when we are talking about, the problem is that it's about change. It's about change.
Okay.
Let me tell you. Look, for the majority, for the greater majority of the people, the resources, those who are aggrieved that we are not being carried along, how did they carry them along?
Let me give you an example.
Let me finish.
Let me give you an example. 144 billion.
Let me say
144 billion. The Greek loan was taken from the central bank.
Doctor, you are only just saying. You look at. You are only. Let me say something.
Please. You bring that.
If you talk about agriculture, if you talk about agriculture, I was a farmer back then. We will get this things. Most of these people, they don't even have a farm. When the agricultural people come to the farm to estate, we don't see these people.
Okay.
And the other day they went to the.
That is not the point. The point is this.
But the truth is that the bottom line is that they set bobby traps. Waiting for this governor.
You've said that.
All of them, they jump, all of them passed, and he's successful. They are knowing that he's got a ticket to contest.
No.
They're going to truncate him and make Edo State Lagos. Which Edo State not Lagos.
That's not the point.
Okay, well, I've heard your points.
Let me tell you. 144 billion loan was taken from Central Bank of Nigeria.
It comes back to money now.
To pop up agropreneurship or agropreneurs in Edo State. In 2017, 75 billion was released to Obaseki. Does it take 2 years for cash crop to grow from that investment?
Are you not seeing them?
Yeah.
Are you not seeing? You see,
today, Edo State is still one of the most
like that. I know we are in politics.
After
politics, we see come back again. I like to be very factual.
Now,
all this are saying that are you telling me that there's no farm in the state?
You were just saying.
I'm asking you a question.
You
don't make a fallacious statement.
It's not fallacious statement. Quote me anytime. Quote me anytime. There is even an EFCC. There's even an EFCC petition against him on this case.
Oh yeah, you want to deal in Abuja?
Hang on a minute.
He sponsored the protest. No,
gentlemen.
No, it's not a protest.
Gentlemen, please, please. Let's be like gentlemen here. I know you're passionate about Edo State, and you being members of Edo State, and you love your state, and I've really admired. I wish the whole of Africa was like this, because then we would have developed Africa. If these things had continued the way it is, Africa would be so far away. But the key thing I'm looking at here, we're going around in circles. We're coming back to money. We're coming back to
money is obviously involved in politics anyway. That's the truth.
Yeah, hang on. But the issue I'm trying to look at is that, because we're concluding now, we're coming towards the very, very end of the program, is that regardless of who is going to be the next governor, or the governor remains or not, there are issues that are not going to go away. These issues, some of these issues are the same. Issues like, obviously, the use of money as one of them, the development that will come into, and you being representatives of these people here and there, you can see the loopholes from both sides. So you can advise and say, look, I think this is where you should be heading. If I may ask, if the young man has to come in as the next governor, what do you think he will concentrate on to make sure that the state, Edo State is...
He has presented his manifesto. It's called a Simple Agenda.
Okay.
And the Simple Agenda stands for acronym. Is looking at infrastructural development. He's looking at social welfare development. He's looking at manpower and skills. He's looking at PPP, which is private-public partnership. He's looking at leadership, by example, entrepreneurship, enterprise, and employment. These are the things that he promised. These things are written. These are product of over 13 years of research. What surprises me is that his candidate has not got a plan. You cannot govern a state like Edo State on a hoof. That has been the major problem we have in our state. Up till now, they have not presented a single vision for the future. In the next 4 years, they have not told us any single thing they're trying to do. In 2016, he was branded to us as a technocrat. We have come to find out that he is not actually the sort of technocrat we expected.
Okay.
So much was expected from him. I'm not saying he's completely rubbish. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He did some few things good, but by and large, everything he did in terms of scorecard is below pass mark.
Right. Can I have, he's been in power for the last
Right, and the
years.
government has been in power for some time.
And he has built. Can you
I'm
go onto the issues?
Yes, I'm going to say.
Has it got an agenda as well? Has
No.
The success.
The government had agenda.
Yeah.
This is a sitting government.
Okay.
And
What it is?
our acronym is making Edo State great again.
Okay.
How? Just give me what he plans to do.
Let him finish. Here.
I don't like soundbite. I want to see the meat.
Yeah.
Now, it's not about this system. This is a city government. It's a continuity of his projects.
Okay.
He has a manifesto. When he came, he accepted that. When he was coming in, it's not about, it's a continuing of this, going forward, continuing government. That's it. That's the acronym. Let me finish up. Now, let me finish up.
Yeah.
You were talking about this agro-based, this thing just now. Now, the government is doing that. He's working on it. He's bringing electricity. He's promised he's going to bring electricity.
Okay.
He also accepted just now that he has electricity. It's been tested, it's been run, and everything. He talked about Edo Base just now, which he accepted. He talks about the infrastructure being built on this. What this government is asking is a continuity of what is being.
Okay.
Now he said, excuse me, he said just now that the governor is being on EFCC case. It is not my Governor Obaseki, that have EFCC case. It is that candidate, Pastor Igue, that is even attending court as we sit now, who has a case of 700 million EFCC case in his hanging on his neck.
Let's clarify. I need to clarify that point.
The thing is that
I need to clarify. That is very important. Not for us.
I think we've got.
But please, before you do that, I need to address that 750 million case.
Not 750 million. It's 700 million.
700 million. Yeah, 700 million is not a case of fraud.
Yeah.
The
people are alleged to have mismanaged.
No, not at all. It's a case of not following. Why don't you just shut up and let me make my point? It is not a case of fraud.
Yeah.
It's a case of not following a process. It's a case that involved his party chairman.
If the government cannot follow a process, how will he follow a process when he becomes a governor?
It is a case of alleged not to have followed a process.
Gentlemen,
what I will say is that we have a plan.
Yeah.
We have a vision.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have a person to deliver it.
You have a plan.
The person that has been there in the last 4 years has not lived up to expectations. And he needs to take backseat.
Doctor, please. I just want to thank both of you. I know I have a lot here that people have written and they wanted to say something regarding this, but I'm afraid time has caught us. And it's been a pleasure to have both of you here. And I just want to ask you both to continue with this passion because it's through passion.
But it's my state. That's my life.
Exactly.
My people are there.
That's what I'm saying. It's your state, it's your life, and I like that.
My stay here is temporary.
Yeah, I know.
That is my home.
Doctor, please.
The only thing I want to say that, please, I want to beg the youth.
Yeah.
The youth, the idea of killing themselves and fighting, it shouldn't happen.
Okay.
That's
I also want to join. Election is not a do or die affair.
Yeah.
Let us go there, support our candidate. Let's have a clean campaign.
Yeah.
On the day of the election,
let
everybody go to the polling booth, cast their vote, and go back home.
Yeah.
Let the winner emerge.
Yeah.
Whoever the electorate decide to be their governor, we will all rally around the person.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I like.
But I will prefer is my candidate. Pastor Igue is there. He's got a vision. He's got a plan. He's got the temerity.
The plan is
to be able to execute.
The plan already. The plan is very defective. There is no way to finance it. He has not told us how he's going to finance it.
Can I say?
Come on.
It's
by the day that APDP will win.
It's been a pleasure having both of you on the program, and I do hope.
And I hope you call us back when we eventually emerge to come and celebrate and say, "I told you so."
You're taking over my role now. You're taking over my job now. Okay. I just want to say thank you once again. I've said thank you more than 3 times now.
Yes.
We're going backwards and backwards. But thank you for the last time.
Pleasure.
And I do hope that the best candidates will win in the September's election. governorship election. But also, just to let you know that keep up the passion, because the passion is what leads to success. When you have it, you move it and you put it into practice, and it becomes something that will work. I hope whatever you've said goes out very well. I just want to say thank you very much for viewing us, and I do hope that we'll be together again in 2 weeks' time for another edition of Africa